Enjoying all that Toxic Radio has to offer? Well, make sure you like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be the first to find out about ticket giveaways, amazing guests, awesome contests, and Toxic Radio events. Just search Toxic Radio Live, all one word, and press that little button. Every time you do, someone here at Toxic Radio will get their wings. Yay! Well, not really. Aww. But we will get a warm, fuzzy feeling in our tummies. But then again, that just might be the beer. Anyway, like and follow us, and we will see you out there on the interwebs.
Planning your Saturday night can be a bit of a bitch. How about we make rock, not war? Load up Toxic Radio every Saturday night for the heavy metal happy hour with the one and only Fishman.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
There will be interviews, ticket giveaways, a little bit of banter with Toxic Mike, and of course great metal from the 80s all the way through today. Starts at 7 p.m., runs until Fish says it's over.
Get out.
Catch it only on Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic. It's Toxic Radio, and 'tis the season for frightening masks, demonic voices, and men in heavy face makeup.
I'll swallow your soul!
And you might even see some people trick-or-treating, too.
Swallow this.
At Toxic Radio, we do Halloween just a little bit harder. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic. Hey, miss an episode of Relationships 101? Don't sweat it. We got you covered. You can catch up on episodes on the Toxic Radio app, toxicradio.net, or wherever you get podcasts, like iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, and Odyssey. And don't forget to follow John on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Remember, just like any relationship, communication is key. Keep in touch.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, please do me a favor. Keep playing that beat because I got a message I want to send. First of all, I want to thank everybody for tuning in for another episode of your relationship podcast, Relationships 101, and I'm your host, John Evans. This has been on my heart now. I'm going to call this my food for thought. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm going to start off. Normally, I end the show with this, but I'm going to start off with this. Some of y'all are in situations right now. And I'm not even going to call them relationships because that's not what they are. You're in situations. Only because the love that you're giving is not being reciprocated to you. Your investment in that relationship, you're not even getting a quarter of it back. It's time for you to check your alarm clock and wake up. Do the math because it's not adding up. Wake up. Start loving yourself first. When you do that, everything else falls into play. And you're able to see much clearer. Remember, anyone can think with their privates. And thinking with your heart, sometimes it gets you tripped up. But when you think with your brain, oh my gosh, you stay ahead of the curve. And trust me, when you don't control the narrative of your life, then insanity will. So let that resonate. Well, let's dig into the show. Thank you once again for tuning in. This is Relationships 101. What's going on, Dave? I appreciate you, brother. Now, tonight's topic, we touched on it last week, and for some reason, it just clicked in my head that, this needs to be discussed also. Oh, anyway, everyone is watching. Yes, I am wearing the Toxic Radio hoodie. Hey, you can buy one of these from us here at the station. I'll get Mike to chime in a little later on in the show and, give you details on that. But catfishing, that is the topic tonight. Now, It's not a new term. It's, nothing, out of the ordinary. You've heard it being used thousands of times. There's even a Dave chimed. He said, "Shit, I'll take a situation at this point." Nah, you don't want a situation. No, you did not want a situation. You want the real thing. Come on, Dave. I'm damn near 50, and I'm not putting your age out there, but I'm just gonna say we too old to be running around here playing. That's all I'm gonna say. Leave that for them young kids. But time is far too valuable to be wasted in any situation. But yeah, we've heard the term catfish being used thousands of times. There's even an MTV show based off of it. But still, it continues to become and remain a phenomenon. People still, in this modern day era, are fooled and deceived by it. And I'm just going to touch on it tonight and have some stories, because a lot of times we hear the term catfish and we think, oh my gosh, it's a picture that doesn't look like them, or, that's catfishing. But catfishing can go a lot deeper, and it could be very devastating to the point where people actually lose their lives behind this. So a lot of times we take catfishing as a joking matter, but, in all seriousness, it's real. It's real. So, for one, if you don't know, catfishing is a deceptive activity where a person creates a fictional persona or a fake identity on social media platforms, and is usually targeting a specific victim. The practice can be used for financial gain, to compromise the victim, or just intentionally upset the victim. Now, for some reasons, the reasons that people choose catfishing, there's many of them. Poor self-esteem, depression, to hide their identity, to target revenge, harass the person, or even explore their own sexuality. The list can go on and on and on. There's some stories to this, and one of them had hit me so hard when I found this. I just had to share this. This is about a college football player who flipped out after he was catfished, and found out that the person he was catfishing with was actually a man. Now, these are all true stories here tonight. This is an old story. Believe. I forget. I have to do my research and get back with you on this. But 24-year-old Tyrone Underwood posed as Tyra online, was found dead of multiple gunshot wounds. Well, when detectives pieced together, the evidence, it suggested that, now, I thought that he had a cool name, but still was a horrible individual. His name was Carlton Ray Champion Jr. That is a cool name. But Carlton Ray Champion Jr. Had been involved with Tyra for some weeks in a sexual relationship. And when Champion found out that Tyra had a penis, he fatally shot the young lady, the man. I don't know what, pronoun you want to go with, and I don't want to offend anyone, but he shot Tyra. And he, killed Tyra after he found out that Tyra had a penis. Champion, who was convicted, he was locked up on $1 million bail, and he was hit with 99 years in prison. And what was so wild about that is the jury went out at 2:15 p.m. and came back at 3:30 with the verdict. Did not take long at all. He will not be eligible for parole until 2045. That's eligible for parole. So yeah, these stories of catfishing are real, and just there's more stories I'll get into, but that one right there was just so brutal. I was just like, wow, and it's real. But let's dig into some signs of catfishing, um, because a lot of people say, oh well, that can never happen to me. I got some guests coming in with me. You've seen them time and time again on the podcast. Dave Ayer said, with a name like that, he should have been a character in the '80s action movie. He could have got away with that because that was a super cool name. In the background, we got Mr. Entertainment. Mr. Entertainment, one half of the dynamic duo from the entertainment experience. Tonight's topic is catfishing.
Oh man.
Yes. Let me ask you, because I can honestly say, I've never been catfished. Now I have been, because I'm no stranger to online dating, but I've been with women that I can say, she doesn't look like a picture, and. You and I both know with the way they work angles and everything today, you can easily throw someone off with a picture.
Right.
I was just also joined by my main man, Positive Pro Star. Tonight's topic is catfishing, fellas.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, the question I was going to ask was, have you ever been catfished, or do you know someone who's been catfished?
I've been catfished.
Really?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's my favorite tagline. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I was catfished to the extent where, as though this is when social media first really took its rise.
Right.
And I was friends with a female who was really cool. I was at the time I was doing modeling, and I just broke into the acting business and stuff like that. And she was friends with a group called LFO. Anybody familiar?
No.
That name does sound familiar.
Mike LFO. Mike might know.
Mike say no. No boy, no.
I know that band name. I can't picture them, but I know that name.
All right, so look up the band, and we'll dive back into that. So with this story, so me and her became like really good friends. Like, all the stuff that I was doing modeling wise and posting pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. And she'll hit me up personally. Like, I'm proud of you, continue, everything you're doing and blah, blah, blah. And we've had this connection for about 2 years. And, with being friends with somebody that you've never met, but, you have a connection to where they are, there you go, the members of LFO.
Okay.
I believe one of the guys had passed away, if I'm not mistaken. Mike, if you could bring that up.
Yeah, that's actually where that picture's from. It's from an article about the one guy being passed away. Devin Lima.
Right.
I'm a singer with U.S. boy band LFO, dies at 41. That's what the article was.
So, it comes down to it where we form Summer Girls. There you go, Brad. There you go. Brad remembers. So, I wasn't really keen on the group growing up. I was not a boy band fan. I have a good friend of mine who was like a huge Backstreet Boy fan, and I used to hate walking into her room. Shout out to Perla. I used to hate walking into her room because Backstreet Boy posters all over the place. But when it comes down to this particular conversation, we started a group with the first Facebook groups. That's when Facebook groups first started. That's how far back it dates. So we're all in the group, and one of my friends that I went to high school with was a part of the group, and it was just weird where she was posting pictures of. Oh Jesus! I can't even go that route and except explaining this. So the chick had died.
Oh,
okay. The chick that I was really close with allegedly died in a car accident. So when I got the call from the chick I was in high school with, who was allegedly close friends with her, like they were tight, And she was like, yeah, man, you know, Christina's dead. And I'm like, what? And, you know, being friends with somebody that long and stuff like that, and then, you know, all the things you're doing and the stuff you're trying to do, and, you know, them being, you know, a supporter of what you do, you know, no bullshit. It affected me. It hit me hard. Like, I actually cried. I ain't gonna lie. I cried. I was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? And come to find out, you know, how everything that's done in the dark comes into the light.
No doubt.
The group that was started was through the chick that sent me the message, and she had added someone in the group, okay, that I didn't even realize LFO at all, but the girl that was added, looking for owls, but the girl that was added was like, yo, these guys are not real guys. These are guys from LFO, because they had the pictures. You know our picture. If we on Facebook, if John, if I'm on your Facebook and you post something, I comment. G, your picture, you comment. You have your picture there. These were LFO guys' pictures. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, this chick Melanie had played a rouge on the entire group completely, whereas though she was Christina. Christina was never a real person. Okay. Now, I went to high school with this chick. Now, I know her as being a loner. I know her as being someone that people didn't gravitate to. And, I was into sports in high school. I was pretty much popular in high school, and I was always the guy that I wasn't the dickhead jock, where, if you cool with me, I'm cool with you. And I had my other counterparts like, yo, bro, like, why are you talking to her? Or why are you talking to him? Like, we're better than that. And it's like, come on, man. Come on.
So she created a fake. She was the fake page?
Yes, she created not only just Christina's page, she created the LFO member. And the crazy part about it was the dude that died that Mike brought up, she created a page for him. And on top of that, created a page for their mother.
Sick.
Yeah, that's great.
That's real.
And
sick.
Once everything really capsized and everyone found out from that one chick that she added, that one chick outed the whole fucking thing. I'll never forget the chick's name. The chick that started all this, her name was Melanie. I'll never forget what she looks like, everything else from there. It was one of the most devastating things for everybody in that goddamn group. And, that was... Before MTV started Catfish, that was the first initial Catfish, because it was like, holy shit, how dare you? And then to going forward real quick, she wanted to have a fucking party, bro. She was putting money together and wanted us to send money for a party for these faces that she created, the mom, LFO guys, all that, to throw money to her to create this party.
Yes, she was.
Put a pin in that, Mike.
To create this party for all of us to show up, quote unquote. But the party, no bullshit, John, it was $100 a head.
Oh, shit. Ooh. Fuck all that. She was good with it. What's going on? I want to welcome my girl, Tanya Grooms Butler. She said she was professional with it. Now, let me dive into some more, because, here's some signs of catfishing that a lot of people should be aware of but aren't aware of. When they avoid showing her face, or, you have a problem trying to, get a vocal conversation with them, a phone chat. They use excuses like the camera on my phone is broken, or I'm shy. Those are bullshit ass excuses.
That's a guy.
That's when you turn around and run. Whether it's a guy, a troll, Shrek, whatever. That's when you turn around and haul ass.
Because it might be Shrek.
Right.
It might be.
Refusing to meet up in person, coming up with all type of excuses, pulling no shows. I mean, why they can't meet, avoiding the topic of why they can't meet. That's when you haul ass. I mean, another one. Now, you got to remember this. Look at their online accounts. See how much activity is in it. See how many friends they have on that page.
Right.
Catfishers make online accounts to make it look more believable. But if you met someone online and there aren't many friends or aren't, there isn't too much interaction on that page, that should tell you something there.
But see, John, the level of catfishing now has elevated.
No doubt.
To where as though, I got friends that, they're, if we're going to use women as this point, I have a lot of good friends of mine who are gorgeous women who have their pictures stolen on a consistent. Them doing, modeling spreads and stuff like that. And then these pages are being created. And, the crazy part is that, with us guys, I can't say us because the three esteem you see on your screen, we're totally different. We're cut from a different cloth. But the thing is that a lot of these guys, they gravitate to that, to what they see. They don't do like what you just said, John, the research. They don't do, well, damn, okay, how many posts has this person put up? Here's the funny part. I be getting friend requests on Facebook where
that happens to me a lot.
Yeah, it's random.
Where you get the supermodel chick out of nowhere.
And it says, hey, hello, I have this page and all that. But then you get that one friend request, and what I always do is, if it does pop up when my phone is in my hand, I'll look at it, I'll scroll all the way to the bottom. I don't care about how many pictures you put up, nothing. But when I scroll at the bottom, it starts off with his. No bullshit. You know how you change your post? Yeah. Or change your picture? And it says, if you're a female starting off, it should say, let's just say her. Angela Jones. Changed her profile picture. Yeah. No, it says his profile picture.
Wow.
Yeah,
so again, that's the highest form of catfish because a lot of these guys are doing that. And of course, it's weird. It's outlandish. It's crazy, but it's society.
It's the world we live in now. And I get those all the time.
I do
too. Brad, I wouldn't be surprised if guys use my pick as their own. I draw the ladies in, okay? Yeah.
Brad, you couldn't draw if you was Bob Ross.
I get that whole thing because I oftentimes get that, that supermodel that wants to friend request, and I look at it and bitch, please, come on.
Yeah, right.
Me of all people, you want me as your friend.
Right.
Okay, and I delete that. But like I said, I was going to dive in. Now, you guys weren't here for the first catfish story that I told, and it was a doozy. Matter of fact, for any listeners that might be just tuning in, I'll recap that.
Ooh.
But this was a college player. His name was a college player was involved. But 24-year-old Tyrone Underwood, he posed online as a woman and went by the name Tyra.
What?
Yeah.
Banks?
No. Listen, this is. I don't want this to be taken in a
Tyra
joking manner.
Frank.
So let's be a little let's be serious now for a second.
All right, shoot.
All right.
Now, Tyrone Underwood posed as Tyra online. Well, he wound up meeting and hooking up with this guy from college who actually had a super cool name, Carlton Ray Champion. Now, Carlton Champion murdered Tyra. Shot her multiple times. Well, as the investigation unfolded, come to find out that they had been seeing each other in a sexual relationship for a few weeks. Hold up.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So, what it was where it started off was it was oral sex that Tyra was giving Champion, and when it came down to get to the nitty gritty, he realized that Tyra had a penis. Snapped and wound up shooting her several times. Now, what was so crazy about this was he wound up getting 99 years in prison behind this.
God damn.
The jury went out at 2:15 and came back at 3:30 with their verdict. He's locked up currently and is not eligible for parole until 2045. This is a story of catfishing going wrong. To the fullest extreme.
Can I? G, you want to tag on this?
I'm gonna have to put this out here. I have to put this out here.
Please do.
Not saying anybody deserved it. not saying Tyra deserved to get killed. I'm not saying that this gentleman deserved that life sentence for killing an individual. But if you're going to be into that, stick with your crowd. If you're going to pose as a tranny or what they call as a man seeking man attention, then stay in that field. Don't bother with anybody that's not into that. That's now that's deception.
Mm-hmm.
That's deception. You that's emotional. Like we said in the other show, that's trauma. Now this guy probably was all into females, and then this man come suck him off all great, and he thinking he got a woman, but it's a man doing it, and now he gotta live with this. You done took him to a type of field that he was not trying to go into. So in a sense, that's why I say I can't, like, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Cause I hate to say, if something like that happened, I would react violently because I was being deceived. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that to anybody. Like if that Tyra or whatever his name was, if he was into that, it's so big now. You don't have to go. You don't have to be a closet freak. You don't have to go behind the doors. It's so big now.
Now let me reiterate on something. It's so big. Put a pin in that, Mike, please. It's so big that I'll say this. The views of these young men are the views of the entertainment experience alone and not the views of John Evans in Relationships 101, because I am not trying to upset the alphabet people. And the alphabet people, I mean the LBGTQ community.
Now, John, I really side with you on that. You don't want to, piss off the 20% of the alphabet. However, real recognize real at the end of the day, man. I side with G on this, and even if it goes against the entertainment experience, it's just, for me, my thing is this, man. Like, whatever it is that you feel about yourself and what you want to do with yourself, you should. Who can stop you? You or you? Yeah, we have one life to live, all of us. You know what I mean? So, my thing is deception. G said. So don't show up as a female or portray to be a female, knowing that. I think it should be some guidelines with that, man. Whereas though, a lot of these guys, a lot of these guys that become women, they go into bars and clubs and stuff like that, and they prey on the straight men. And the thing is that everybody is not down for for the cause. So I feel as though that for instance, if there is a man walking into a women's bathroom in high heels, a dress, a wig, and lipstick, but women see him as a man and he goes straight to the toilet and piss standing up, there's going to be an issue. There is going to be an issue. These women they're going to be upset. Why is this man, that's how they're going to take it. Why is this man allowed to walk into our private restroom?
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying, but we going a little off topic only because,
my bad.
Okay, Champion is the dude that got incarcerated for this brutal murder of someone. Do you think the punishment fit the crime?
Yes and no. I'll say yes because
he murdered him.
That's but what will we do in that situation? That's
I don't know. I'll put it to you like this, and I will say this. Then we're gonna jump into what Brad said. Move on to the next story.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard because my daughter's the manager and she's right out there. It's hard for me to say what I really want to say. I will say this. I've just never got a BJ and it just stayed just a BJ. So I'll
say this. I'll say this. Be who you are, but be honest and true of who you are.
No doubt.
That's it.
There you go. So if you feel as though if I feel as though I'm a female, I done gone to the dress and, felt as though that this is my character. This is not even character. This is who I am, not a character. This is who I am. This is where I feel as though I'm most comfortable with. I am not going to come to you, John, and say, well, hey, I'm a real full-blown female. I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, John, just so you know, I am a man, whatever, blah, blah, blah. At least I'm being, now, if you take an aggression out on me by me telling you, that's totally different. I'm telling you, I'm being full-blown honest with you of who I am. Right. And you being full-blown honest with yourself where you can say, nah, that's not my thing. You turn it down. That's not my thing, but more power to you. And it's like, all right, cool. And I'll move on to the next. But if I just deceive you, now, I'm just saying, man, the cards is all over the table, and 99 years is outrageous.
Stand in your lane.
The more it is to stay true to yourself.
Right.
And Brad says, I don't get why people try to deceive someone they like. You want them to like you for you, not some mirage. And Brad, you're correct.
That's absolutely right.
I'm sorry. Dave chimes in. He says, too many folks think they got to be fake to get attention and then figure they'll show the truth when they got you hooked. Oh, man, Dave, you telling the truth, brother. Just hold up. Oh, boy. Let's get back to that. Hold up. Let me get this, though. Welcome, LaToya, a friend of mine. I appreciate you chiming in tonight. Let's see what you got to say. I agree. If that's what you're into, stay in that lane.
Right.
Don't try to deceive people.
Right.
Some don't mind, but those who aren't into that lifestyle react to the deceit.
Right.
Murder is murder. So, yes. Hey, John, I appreciate you.
And I agree with LaToya 1,000%, man. Like you got to. I mean, if you are who you are, and that's the person that you are, nobody's doubting who you are. Like, but you can't just go ahead and feel as though it's okay to deceive people.
Tanya Groans Butler says double-edged sword.
It is, because it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
And deception is a motherfucker in any angle, in any situation.
Yeah, I mean,
deception is a motherfucker.
He probably had feelings for that man, but didn't realize he had feelings.
It was a sexual relationship that went on for weeks.
And like John said, he getting some neck bones.
Yeah,
that was it. He was getting some neck bones. Well, he wanted more than some neck bones. That's what made him pull out that piece. But now the good thing about it is that and how it is, like I don't know, man. Like I'm glad where I'm at, because you know what I mean. If it was me, I'd be. Oh no, I can't even say that because that's gonna be outlandish.
Well, hold up now, because I got another story that's a doozy in itself. Also, okay. Teenager Marissa Williams was living with her aunt in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You remember Tuscaloosa out of the movie Roscoe Jenkins. That's where it was from. Okay. So when the aunt asked her to stop using Facebook to lure strangers to their home, in response, Marissa blocked her aunt on Facebook. So the aunt created a fake persona, Trey Top Dog Ellis.
What?
Yes.
She got pictures for that too?
I don't know, but it gets deeper.
Okay.
So she befriended Marissa. Marissa accepted Trey's friend request. So, to the aunt's shock, they develop a relationship. She is in a relationship, an online relationship with Top Dog, not knowing that this is her aunt.
Oh my God.
Now, to the aunt's surprise, Marissa complains about the aunt and even came up with a plan for her to run away and be with Top Dog.
What?
Yes. Well, the aunt talks her out of this plan about running away.
All right.
So Marissa takes shit even deeper. She's so sick of the aunt and wants to be with Top Dog so bad that she tells Top Dog and gives him instructions on how to break into the crib.
Whoa.
She wants Top Dog to kill the aunt.
Oh, wow.
Her uncle, her cousin, and even the dog.
Just to prove that was Top Dog?
No, she was so sick of her family.
I know that. No, I'm just saying she want to kill the dog.
You were saying why would the aunt still keep playing along?
Well,
but the aunt, honestly, in this, like, no, the aunt is dope, man, because the aunt is finding out what the niece is up to.
And there's more. Well, what the aunt is so taken back by this that the aunt takes the messages to the authorities, and Marissa is charged with solicitation of murder.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, no doubt. You ordering
Trying
a
to
hit
kill
on me.
me.
You got to get the fuck out of my house. Yeah, definitely.
It's a dungeon.
I done put a roof over your head. I'm feeding you, and next thing I know,
Right.
you plotting for my murder. You got to get the fuck out.
And you got somebody named Top Dog trying to come do that shit? No. You
What?
got to
Top
go.
Dog is the aunt. She
No, I
didn't
know that. No,
He
I
ain't
know
got
that.
a real name.
I know that.
Yes,
I know that.
Latoya. Wow, that was
Yeah.
heavy,
That's
wasn't
crazy.
it?
That's crazy. So, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Brad said killing a dog
yeah,
is
that's
too
what-
far.
that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
The dog didn't have shit to do with nothing.
Trying to kill a dog, top dog, to
And
be
a
a top
cousin.
dog. Come on, man. Like I mean, that was a good heads up for the aunt, to be honest.
Oh, no doubt.
That was a great heads up.
Yeah.
And by the aunt doing so and talking to her niece in this manner and then seeing her niece's pattern of being played, listen, I call it checkmate.
All I know is no more family could have come live with me after that.
Yeah, that's
All I know
Dave
is
said dog had it coming. He ate her homework.
Dave tried to yo, listen, all I know is Thanksgiving is canceled, Christmas is canceled.
Yes. No more family can come
Nah,
live with me
man.
after that.
Nah,
no.
man.
And I'm disconnecting all internet from the crib.
How old was said person?
She was
She's
a
like
teenager.
15,
Never
right?
said her
14,
name.
15.
Just said a teenager.
Teenager. All right. So these teens, and this wasn't not too far off.
Latoya chimed in. She said, LOL, that's right, Brad. The dog had nothing to do with anything.
Nah, like these teens today, man, like it
They
ain't
take
like
it to the extreme.
Yeah, it ain't like when we was coming up, man. That's the crazy part. When we was coming up as teenagers, man, like we was on the street, I mean, running and gunning with our homies and hanging out with the females and playing basketball and sports and all that. Like this shit is like a sport for these motherfucking teens these days. Excuse my French, but I'm being honest. Like,
Well, okay, I'll put it to you like this.
that's crazy.
I'll tell a quick story of my past real quick. I'll never forget, out of respect, I'll keep this young lady's name off the podcast. I'll never forget,
my God.
when I was in the 8th grade,
Uh-huh.
I was seeing a senior.
What?
And, yes, I was seeing a senior.
You a legend.
I never forget, I was in 8th grade detention, and she had came from the high school and sat in detention with me. And the 8th grade detention thought she was just coming back to say hi. Well, when my detention was up, she got up and left with me. And he was livid to see that she was with me. Well, we went back to my crib, and she was more experienced than I was. I mean, really experienced than I was. I mean, oh, man, my daughter's out there. Too late
I know,
now.
so it's mine. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you my story about when I was 20.
At that time, I was sexually active, but not on the level that she was. And I remember going back to the crib, and I had no idea because my mom had a boyfriend at the time, and I had no idea that he was upstairs. So we're downstairs on the living room couch, about to get it in, and he comes down the steps. He takes one look at us on the couch and just keeps walking into the kitchen. So I hurry up, following behind. I'm like, yo, I know what you think you see, but, my mom ain't got to know nothing about this. He looked at me and said, get her out now. Now, first thing in my mind, I'm thinking, motherfucker, this ain't in your crib. Shit.
Word, like,
But,
dude.
at the time, I'm in the 8th grade, so I'm not standing up to no grown man. But,
Hey, John.
these kids today would have had him killed for that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just.
Oh, how dare you walk in? You got to die.
Yeah, shoot.
Definitely
Hey,
dangerous.
John, no bullshit, man. That's crazy that you bring up this 8th grade story because I had the same 8th grade story. Only though my mom's boyfriend was not the elusive type, the way that, get her out of there. He was a ninja. Like, he was a big Bruce Lee fan. He wore ninja gear. He had ninja boots where, we had creaks. Back in the day in your house, you had creaks where you walk down the hallways, all that. You could not hear Crow walk down the hallway. And the thing was, I was out there on the couch with this chick, and I ain't going to digress. Well, I will digress, but I'm not going to express what was going on the sofa, but he definitely walked in on it. And I was watching Jerry Springer, had the TV up loud with a pillow, blocking said conversation. And with that being said, I didn't even know he was there. I just happened to turn on a side moment, like, and look, he's like,
Wow. Okay.
and just dipped down the hallway. It's like, and that was cool. But yeah, you're right. Like, this day and age, they're going to have you killed.
And side note, for those creaky stairs, what you do is
walk on the edges.
No, shh, get on my back.
Oh yeah.
And
that's
one
old
set of
tactic.
footsteps.
But I wasn't carrying. Like I was like Indiana Jones, man. It was like, yo, we gotta walk down this side. I know this side will creak. Let's walk on to the right side and all that. So, yeah, man. Like that whole thing, man. Gee. John, we got kids, man.
Yeah, that's why we're going to get back into this catfishing right now. Now, how do you know you're being catfishing is, and I'm going to skim through these real quick because there is one more story. I've been a little under the weather this weekend, so I wasn't really able to do my research like I have. But my daughter hit me up with a story that was so compelling that I had to bring it on tonight's show. I'm going to do it shortly. Now, the story seemed too good to be true. You have everything in common. Your likes, your dislikes, your food, your movies, your dreams. Everything lines up. Well, I got news for you. If it lines up, it's too good to be true. They're luring you in for something. You have to think sometimes. Like I said in the beginning of the show, if you don't control the narrative of your life, then insanity will. And in these situations, that's how you can be easily deceived by catfishers. They ask for money. Now,
especially nowadays.
Yes. You know, if a person you've never met asks for money, that's a huge red flag. Haul ass. Haul ass. You know, if they overwhelm you with loving messages. Catfish love can be heavy. It can weigh on you like a wet blanket because it's just so overwhelming. No one is going to do that if they've never met you. How can they proclaim love, these, undying feelings, wanting happily ever after with you if they've never met you and all your communication is through a text message? Come on, people, wake up, smarten up. It doesn't happen like that. This is not a Lifetime movie.
It's really because in today's society, this is what we're used to.
Yes, with that social.
Well, we live in a society now where we want it.
They don't
now.
do physical.
Well,
the microwave loving.
Absolutely. We want to put it in the microwave, put it on 3 minutes or less, and ding, it's done.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes,
and everything's based
absolutely
off
true.
That texting anyway.
Right,
so they feeling no emotion in the text. You could be like this.
Exactly.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah, exactly. You can put up all these laughing emojis.
You be like this on the phone
and just be like,
yeah,
that was funny.
There's no motion.
That was funny.
So how do you deal with a catfisher? Well, first things first, do your own research. The same way you want to look up your favorite football team or your favorite quote or something like that. What I did not know, and I found this out, you can do an online reverse of an image search.
What?
What you mean?
Yes. Okay. Let me read this because I didn't quite understand it, but it's true.
John,
you can do an
ninja.
online reverse image search to find out if the person's photos are on anyone else's online profiles.
Wow.
Yes. Crack that code instantly.
Ring the alarm.
There you go.
I never knew that.
So yes. And what you can also do is you can do an online search of certain messages that they give you, romantic quotes or anything else like that, and it will show you where else that message is being used.
What the heck?
Yes.
The internet is a crazy sumbitch.
Hey, it's Google.
That's about time.
It is.
It's Google, the world's best search engine.
Yeah.
But the next one, do not share info. Knowledge is power.
Yes.
Right.
Don't give out or don't give into and don't give out answers to questions that could trigger a security question.
Right.
Like the street you grew up on, your mother's maiden name, etc.
Right.
Here you think you're having, a regular run-of-the-mill conversation. This person is taking notes. And next thing you know, your mother's maiden name, the year you was born, the street you grew up on.
Your social security number.
Right.
Because you'll probably get that up too.
You're being hacked. And next thing you know, this person you're falling in love with is draining your bank account or doing God knows what with it.
And it's outlandish in this day and time.
Now,
John,
this is the story that my daughter, and I have to give her credit, Miss Jayana. Here's the story.
JJ.
Jane.
Now, it's a bit much, so please stay with me.
Oh.
My husband is mourning his dead mistress. 3 months ago, the woman was having an affair with my husband, died suddenly from an accident. I found out about the affair only 2 days after her funeral. I thought she was simply a co-worker, and I was wondering why my husband was so disturbed and emotional. He quit his job, saying it was too traumatic to go to work. She was in the early weeks of pregnancy when she died, and my husband doesn't know whether he or her husband was the father. So on top of everything, he's also grieving for a baby, which may or may not have been his. I find it extremely difficult to be emotionally supportive when he wakes up at 3 a.m. crying and trembling. Yet, I don't have the heart to yell at him like I want to. He says she's dead, so there's no reason for me to feel jealous or threatened, and asks for my understanding as he grieves. We barely talked these last weeks because I don't know how to respond to my husband when he cries and says he's missing her and wishes she was here. Then also, how much he loves me and that he never intended to leave me. I asked him to visit a marriage therapist together, and he said he's not ready to work on our marriage and thinks he's need to see a grief therapist instead. Do I give him time to mourn the loss of his mistress, or should I demand he focus on our marriage?
Wow.
Fellas, let me get your responses before I get to mine. Yeah.
I'm gonna pass that joint to G real quick.
There you go, brother.
Frisbee,
Let's
bro.
talk about it.
I'll come
And
out
anyone listening to that, please let me get your feedback.
I'll follow up, G. I got you.
Oh man. Okay. I believe. I mean, from her standpoint, I believe she don't have to give him time to grieve because first that was doing adultery. He shouldn't have been doing that. I mean, he got his feelings caught up, and she could be considering about maybe the unborn child. You know what I mean? That could be a burden on him. You never know what that might do to a man's soul, knowing that he had a child that was going to be in this world that didn't make it, and the emotion of him, of that woman, because clearly he loved that woman more than he loved her. Because if he was going to even take it to that level of even letting her know that, or having that affair, he quit his job. So that was a great emotional pull on this man, whoever he is. But I believe, I mean, as his official wife, I don't think she have to give him time to grieve. I mean, he got some explaining to do. I mean, because if you're gonna be a cheater, you don't get caught, like point blank. Like you going there, you telling that you telling all this.
Put a pen in that,
out.
Mike, please.
You giving all this information out, and you letting it known. I mean, if you're gonna do all that, you I hate to be blunt, but you bury that where she got buried at. You take that to your grave. You don't tell your wife you had an affair that didn't know about the affair until she died. Like, you take that to your grave. You're hurt now you want to hurt her. You already hurt her once she found out you did it, but now she didn't. You're bringing it to her. And I've been in a situation where, though, my honesty caused me to hurt others, individuals. So I think he should have just took that to his grave, and he's definitely gonna need some prayer, and he definitely got some explaining to do now. Like, he don't need no time. He need the time he need is the time to figure out how the hell he gonna explain that shit to her. And I'm gonna just leave it like that.
You want me?
Hold up. Let me get with Latoya, and I want your response. Latoya chimes in. She says, I seen this last week, and no, I would not be supporting him mourning her. He was definitely intending to leave her. I wouldn't give him time to mourn her. I don't give a damn about her. I'm sorry for her family's loss. Mr.
And
Lieutenant.
I full blown 1,000% agree with Latoya. First and foremost, you go ahead and you decide to cheat on your wife, and you get into an extramarital situation where it's unfortunate that this woman passed away, but then you impregnate her, and I think honestly, to me, it's guilt. Guilt is wielding this ugly head, whereas though, who knows that if she knew that he was married and didn't care? Who knows that, you know, all right, he knows that she was pregnant and stuff like that. And, you know, I look at it like, you know, he could have possibly be setting up or have been setting up for another family. And, you know, for me, you know, my thing is that if I walk into a room with my wife and a friend of mine that passes away, that's a female, and I'm crying, you know, crazy, and you know, I need time to mourn. Well, if it's a close friend of mine, yeah, absolutely. However, if it's something where as though of those guidelines, no, there was more than a friend, you know, and Jesus, I don't even know where to dance on this one. I will say this, though. I will end it with this. Number one, I call bullshit. Number two, I call fuck his feelings. I also call the fact that she should leave him. I also call the fact that, you know, for her being there for his sentiment and backing his play, it just shows that, you know, women, you know, they rag on men about a lot of things, but, you know, yeah, we fuck up a lot. We do. And so do you. And the thing is that with this one right here, this is the ultimate fuck up. And this is something that no woman should have to stand behind and garner at all. Because if you are a wife, a mother, a provider, a household holding down, listen, that's bullshit. You don't need that motherfucker. I'm sorry. So that's just my perspective. Fuck him. Like, he wants to cry, put his bed next. I'm sorry.
Put a pen in that mic, please.
I'm about to be real vicious. Put his bed next to the burial plot. Shit. If it was me, he'd be buried right next to her. I'm sorry. Because that, to me, like, you know, he disrespected his wife completely. Like, how? This is your wife. You took vows with this woman. You share the same bed with this woman. You had kids with this woman. And you had an extramarital affair. And then you go ahead to say, hey, I need time to grieve. Motherfucker, are you kidding me? That's like if my wife, like, for instance, look at it from a male's perspective.
Yeah.
Let one of our wives tell us, hey, yo, I need time to grieve, John. Hey, G, I need time to grieve. You need to let me be. You need to let me relax. No, you're going to relax the fuck outside. That's what you're going to do. Hell, I'll give you the motherfucking couch. And I'll put you and the fucking couch outside because that's crazy. That's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy.
Now, I'll give my point. Well, let me see what Dave says first. Dave said he needs to commit to the marriage or commit to ending the marriage.
Pretty much.
Okay. Latoya, she says exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Emojis. Brad, she should give him time to grieve, like forever. He didn't want her. She should move on.
Yeah.
Now, Tanya, she says, John, there goes those secrets. Tell them what to do. Grave. Now, this Tanya's point could not have came in at the perfect time because my opinion is this. For one, no way, shape, or form do I condone adultery. But two, because there's two sides to every coin, the woman is a trooper. Now, I'll say this. If you're going to do something like this, and I will use quotes by two people, one, the late, great Bernie Mac, where he once said, sometimes the right thing to do isn't always the right thing to do. And Arthur Dorothea Dix, she says, the gravest soul takes their punishment in silence and their secrets to the grave. If you're going to do something like that, be committed to it. And when it ended in such a fashion like that, you should have took that to the grave with them. Sometimes it can be tough, but when you enter a situation like that, you got to look at things from all variables. And sometimes you just got to suck that up and, you know, fuck, I got to and forget that. That chapter of your life is over. Take that to the grave with you. Never speak on it again. It's not coming back to you because the woman and the baby are dead. So, you know, he should have never spoke about that again and moved on and just went home and been happy with his wife.
John, he had a plot.
He did have a plot, but, you know,
That's why I heard him.
come on now. You know the old saying, you know, you want to make God laugh? Well, then come up with a plan. So it didn't work out, and his plan did not work out. But like I said, I'm not an advocate for adultery, and nor will I condone it in this situation. He should have never did that in the first place. That was just something that turned around and came around and bit him in the ass.
Yeah.
Now,
Make it bet hard laying it.
right. Next week, red flags in a relationship. What to do and how to recognize them. Mike, jump on here real quick while you got a few minutes left. Let's talk about these hoodies real quick. Don't spend too much time on it because I got a few more things I want to say.
Real quick, we've just got a
I can't see you, Mike.
I can't. Well, I was gonna. I'll put my camera up. Jesus.
Put your camera on. Goddamn.
As I hit the wrong.
Who
buttons.
the fuck is Mike Barber?
You're getting me stressed. Now listen, the hoodies
Hi,
that
Mike.
you see that our man John is wearing right now, styling and profiling in it. We got zip up hoodies, brand new T-shirts, front and back, and we even got a T-shirt that says "I am toxic." The best way that you can get these T-shirts and zip up hoodies is to find us live at some event or visit us here in the studio. But we will be making these available for sale. Prices will be released when we make them available for sale. But as of right now, you can only get them if you know a show, if you come in as a guest, or if you find us live, like at our tailgate for the Eagles. That'll be going down. What is that? November 7th.
7th. I'm sorry, November 7th. Yes.
That's Sunday.
Sorry, that's
November
Sunday.
7th.
Yes.
I got to bring my ass from AC.
Check out the Facebook page, Toxic Radio Live, and you'll see the invite with all the information there. Come join us, and if you come up to me and say, Mike, I heard you on Relationships 101, you will get a zip-up hoodie free.
Whoa, there you go. That's incentive to show up at the tailgate. All right.
While supplies last.
And this is the hoodie right here. I want to thank these gentlemen right here. Okay.
Nah, we
they
wanna
have the
thank you, bro.
podcast, The Entertainment Experience. They will be on not this coming Monday, but the next Monday after that. Okay, I want to thank everyone from Brad to Toya to Tanya, Dave, everyone that chimed in. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. I understand that it's difficult with the NFL going on right now and everything, so these next few months.
And then
Hey,
Facebook and Instagram.
well, Facebook and Instagram took a hit today. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It means the world to me. I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Dave said, but those Bleeding Edge shirts too. Yes. Hey, this is the house that Toxic built. Anything that's coming out of here will be made available to the public. Now, there's some things going on I got cooking in the kitchen. Hey, we'll talk about it next week. But
Oh, John.
You sure?
I'll give y'all a cliffhanger
Sure.
like that.
Come on,
let's
man.
put it out there. Let's put it out.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Relationships 101 will still be going on. I am currently working on material where I will be performing soon at the House of Laughs in Wilmington, Delaware. I'll be giving out details of that coming up soon. I'm working on another podcast early first part of the new year. We have one person that's already signed up for it. It will be a 4-man comedy team, and it will be called Unnecessary Nonsense. More details on that coming up in the future. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. This is the house the Toxic built. The show is called Relationship 101. Mike, play me out. I appreciate y'all. We'll do this again next Monday.